Okay, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen. Weekend. How's it going, y'all? Howdy, welcome. You know, I was just trying to decide what to stream, and I figured, you know what? We're already here hauling, so why not? why not hop in here, have a little bit of fun? And yeah, I'm working on a colony right now. I'm getting some stuff done, and yeah, just having a good time with it. So today's gonna be pretty chill. It'll probably be a shorter stream, and then I don't know if tonight or tomorrow at some point I need to get some work done, so I might just do like a quiet getting some homework done stream. Probably not a lot of chatting or talking, but just, you know, kind of vibing and having fun with that. But for now, it's time to destroy my holiday. So I've been doing some work. I've been trying to mess around a little bit, get you know, get some faction changes and that kind of thing. Basically trying to get a conversion point for my squadron's faction here, and yeah, move some things around. But unfortunately, despite all of the ports that I have built, and I'll show you, I built a lot of ports. I've built a lot of things, and none of it's working. All of these have gone to someone else. I hate this RNG system. I hate the RNG of not knowing who a starport is going to go to. They're trying to get a conversion point so that I can buy a system colonization from my squadron's faction. It is just incredibly dumb. I have built probably 20 to 30 like starports across 3 different systems, and none of them, not a single one with system colonization, has gone towards my faction. So yeah, at some point, like, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna start messing with the BGS a little bit each day. I'm far enough out here that shouldn't be a problem. Do some wars, get some stuff going, and if none of these starports being built are gonna go towards my faction, then I'll just make it. I'll just make it happen. So yeah, it's been a lot of pulling the plugs and settlements and that kind of thing. So that's kind of what we're going to start out with, and then we'll probably do a little bit of hauling. But yeah, it's really annoying. This is why I stopped playing Elite for a while. Like, I don't mind the hauling. I don't mind the system colonization, any of that, but I hate the RNG aspect when you're trying to move to another spot somewhere in space and pull your faction over. Like, it's great that they allowed your faction to move in, but the RNG when it comes to actually building these things is just awful. And, you know, I built a lot of Odyssey settlements too. I thought Odyssey settlements also had system colonization. They do not. It is only the actual, like, starports. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been, and it's just it's been awful. But, you know, I'm kind of nearing the end game. It's been quiet out here for the past couple of weeks, so, you know, I think I think I'll be able to make this work. It's time consuming. You know, when you're doing BGS stuff, it's all time locked. You can only get so much stuff done yourself each day. You know, my squadron, they're kind of out on the other side of the bubble, expanding our space. I'm trying to get us really our first little mini bubble on the other side, because we've never had systems like outside of our little space. So I'd like to like get that chain started, right? And it's just time consuming. You know, there's diminishing returns after a certain point each day. So there's only so much that you as an individual can do each day. This is like I log in, I do a couple missions, I do a couple negative influence things, and then it's just more hauling. You know, this system is a mess. It's a mess. Like, I'm not engineering it to like make anything in particular. So it's just like all industrial and extraction. I've got like a refinery hub up somewhere, couple space farms, couple high tech. I mean, it's really whatever I felt like building at the time. There's really just no rhyme or reason to this one. It has just been purely spamming outposts and trying to get my faction, one of them, and it has not worked. So that's been, you know, that's been my frustration for the past couple of weeks. You know, I stopped playing for probably a couple of months because of this in a couple of my last systems. But that area of space was also still like relatively crowded. And so like there was kind of a time commitment to it. You know, if I didn't get things done fast enough, then other people were going to move in and that kind of thing. But now I'm starting to kind of get out there. I've got a couple neighbors, but they're still like a little bit out. So, you know, I've got a little bit more time to kind of play around with this kind of stuff. And it's good. It's good testing, you know, see what works and what doesn't work for some of this stuff. And, you know, really kind of take a look at the numbers, see how things are going. But yeah, it's been rough. And of course it's Friday, which means all of the Trailblazer ships are just clogged. I can't get into any of those. And that's another pretty major annoyance that I've got. And I know other people voice complaints about it too. But the fact that like my main one that I go to, Ashling's over in Origin, it only really has like 2 or 3 available parking spots. So if any of those 3 are taken, then you're just out of luck for basically the weekend, because that's when a lot of the EU players just kind of log in for their 2 days, right? Their 2 days of playtime. And yeah, it's really rough. Like all of the other parking spots are people that have basically logged in, you know, check out colonization, and then they just never log back in to move them. It's really, it really sucks. It's really, really annoying. So yeah, and you can always tell because it's always the same ship names in the system. Like they've been there a while. They've been there a while. So yeah, that's kind of rough. But yeah, you know, if you can't get into the Trailblazer ships, you're kind of out of luck. You know, most of this other stuff you can kind of engineer a colony to try and make a lot of it, but because of the emergency power cells, at some point you have to make your way back in that direction. And yeah, it's pretty dumb being able to clog up systems like that. So basically, you know, I'm gonna try every now and then and see if I can get to my Trailblazer ship. There's like 2 that I go between, but Origin's the good one. I hate going to Clickus. It's just the parking spaces are really bad there. But I do have better luck getting in. So yeah, but yeah, Origin is just, it's always clogged. So yeah, they need to do something with the introduction of the Trailblazer ships. Like they got to do something about those particular systems. I know I could probably find a spot like nearby, but at that point it's like, if I already have to go through a loading screen, then it's already not worth my time. Right? Like I can do that closer to my own space, except for the emergency power cells, right? That's really the only thing that I have to get there. All right, I'm just going here. This isn't the station we're gonna mess up, but I never checked out the commodity station here, so I want to give it a look. Get that data uploaded, see what it's actually building. This took a while. This is, I think, really one of my first spaceports that are actually on the ground. But yeah, kind of nice to take a look and see what all is new. See if I can actually manufacture CMMs now. I only have one refinery hub. We'll see. I'm not super hopeful. Yeah, aside from those two things, I mean, I've had fun getting back into hauling and just enjoying my time in space. So this is really all I've been doing for a lot of time, a lot of the downtime. Here we go. I still, you know, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow we'll hop into FF14. I have not started the next phase of the relic weapons. I've done a little bit of the moon stuff, trying to get that worked up, but it kind of comes and goes. So I cannot make CMMs, but I do have food cartridges, so that's good. Okay. Oh, but I do have a lot of tech, including Muon imagers. That's kind of nice. So some of this stuff, worse comes to worse, it's really annoying. It takes a lot of time. But if I can't get into the Trailblazer ships, I do have a couple of options here, so that's good. Need to build another refinery hub. Like, if I can get... no. If I can get that conversion point and actually get a... get an outpost built for my faction, then you know, maybe I can go back here and start backfilling and try and fix at least a little bit of it. But I mean, overall, it doesn't look all that bad. I do have a Coriolis. It's still got, like, I don't know, like 30k to go, 25, 30k. So it's a fair amount of hauling. But if I can get that built, it might make for a nice little hub for at least some of this smaller stuff, some of the tech. Okay. Let's get on up here. So yeah, one of the main ways, if you are having some issues with BGS, you know, our faction is Anarchy, so we do a lot of stuff that I'm not going to talk about just in case. But one of the good ways, if you're trying to do BGS stuff, is pulling the plug on settlements. That one is always a nice old reliable. And the goal, if I can make it work, I've only been doing it like maybe once a day. You really gotta kind of spam it, but if you can get it to work, is to try and put that faction in infrastructure failure. It's kind of risky because infrastructure failure can spread to other factions within the system, so you got to be kind of careful. But you know, they're not giving me any outposts or settlements, so why not? So yeah, but yeah, infrastructure failure, it's really annoying. It takes several days to clear if you're not doing anything to try and clear it. But even then, it's still a lot of hauling. You can clear it by bringing in things like water purifiers and stuff and selling them at a station to try and get the infrastructure back up and running. But yeah, infrastructure failure will lower that faction's influence by a couple of % a day. So that's always a really good way. I mean, it's still time locked, but I mean, if you can combine that with doing, you know, positive influence stuff with your own faction, it does make a pretty big difference. You know, your faction will start, you know, gaining influence, and they'll kind of soak up some of the negative influence that the other factions have from the infrastructure failure. And it's super easy. I don't know, come to think of it, I don't know if we have ever on the stream done like pulling plugs. I don't know if I've ever shown you guys how to do that. So if you want to power down a settlement, if you want to go in here and just kind of do some covert operation stuff and kind of mess around in some settlements, this is what you got to do. So this is the only settlement that the leading faction has. This is the faction that I'm trying to bring down and take care of their stuff, try and flip one of their assets. So I want the controlling station that they own, right? Have to do a war to do it and all of that, but we can get it done. And the weird thing is, like, this faction is doing really well out here in space, but it's like The squadron that started it, I guess, is just like one person that hasn't really logged in for a while. It's just they were in a really good spot in space to kind of get things started with colonization. So like there's a ton of controlling stations and controlled systems around here that's owned by this one faction that's like has no one supporting it. So, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm far enough out, and most people I've noticed don't really mess around a whole lot with other people's colonies, so that's kind of good. You might get it a little bit if like you've got a really good if you've got a really good market. Sometimes that can kind of mess things up. All right, we'll see how this goes. Wow, that is really bad. This is one of the reasons I haven't done a whole lot of ground stuff on stream other than just like exploration. I don't know why. It runs perfectly fine when I'm not streaming, but the moment OBS starts kicking in, it gets real bad. It gets real nasty. So we might be able to do this. We'll see. I want to try and do my best. If I have to lower some settings, I guess I can. Seems like now that we're getting close to the station, it's not too bad. All right. So every Odyssey settlement has like its own layout. There was a website made on Qyuuzy by a commander that is no longer with us, but there are a couple of backups out there, so you can take a look. But basically, it has a map of all the settlements and where all of the important stuff is located. So the first thing you want to do on any of these settlements is you want to take care of the alarm system, because if you just go in, start shooting. Which, I mean, you can do. Bounties are a really, really good way to lower influence. But if you don't have a lot of equipment, it can get kind of tricky. You'll want a Maverick or a Dominator suit. Usually a Maverick suit, because you want the arc cutter to get into some of these doors to at least get started. But yeah, you can do this really with starter equipment, though. It's really not bad once you know what you're doing. But basically, you want to find the command center, wherever the security is going to be located, right? You want to cut your way in. Maybe. Yeah, the computer is struggling. There we go. All right. Overload it. All right, and then you want to find someone, really anyone around here that has a level 3 security clearance. That's really what we're after, is the level 3. And that, once you know the layouts, it gets quite a bit easier, because generally they'll be the same people every time. Okay, there we go. I gotta wait for him to turn his back. That's the thing. You gotta kind of wait a little bit sometimes. He knows that I'm there. But once he starts walking down there, we'll be able to flip here, start scanning, get his level 3 code. Eventually. Easy enough. All right. So now you got to find the settlement alarms, which is where those maps come in handy. Here, I know it's in the security room. Really nothing scary or anything like that about it. While I'm waiting for that guy back there to turn around, I'm going to charge up my suit. There we go. This part I'm not worried about, but once we start shooting, it might get a little spicy with some of this lag. But eventually he will turn around. Eventually he'll turn around, go back, do his thing. And then we can sneak in there, turn on the alarms, and just start blasting. It's the easiest way to do it. Yeah, you want to turn off your settlement alarms. That way, hey, how's it going? There we go. All right, so I've got the, I think it's a mana core. All right, now sometimes when you start blasting like this, some of the security forces will hear you and start coming running, but they're really not bad once you got stuff. I don't really... do a whole lot of the data things. I don't really have enough space. I've got all of the materials that I can possibly use at this point. Okay. Ammunition. But I do check for manufacturing instructions. This is also, if you guys are doing power play stuff and trying to get some of that data, do some of the data link stuff that you can send to one of your controlling systems. This is also how you can do it, by the way. Just do all of this before you shut down the power plant. But yeah, these data ports are how you get your data. Usually, if you're doing power play stuff, there'll be a certain list that you need, but I just download a little bit of everything. But manufacturing instructions in particular are really good because that is what you need to upgrade a lot of your stuff. So if you want to get up to a level 3 suit or a level 3 gun, that is the way to do it. I don't think this settlement has level 3 stuff or manufacturing instructions. Usually those are like high tech, but I always check just in case. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, make sure do all of this before you go shut down the power. Make sure you're nice and charged. You can probably turn off your shield between buildings. Once the alarms are turned off, depending on the settlement, sometimes it's pretty easy to run around here, and the guards aren't going to hear you. So yeah, you can just kind of blast away. But just kind of be aware that some other settlements are a little bit more tight-knit, and so you might run into issues with the guards hearing your gunshots and running in. Yeah, but we're pretty good. We're all right. And the nice thing is we're also getting bounties on top of all of this, which is also going to help lower the influence a little bit, right? All right, so then if you're just going straight power shutdowns, find the power station. Start making your way over there. All right. There's usually someone around here working, and they're usually a level 3. So they're also really good to steal their shit. All right. And then find the power center and turn it off. It takes several minutes. It takes like 10 minutes to do. So you've got some time to just kind of chill a little bit, right? There we go. Now, the other thing that I usually do while I'm prepping is all of these doors are going to close once you steal the power cell. So I just go ahead and I start overloading all of the charge ports that I know I'm going to need to escape. Reload. I don't know why that didn't hit, but that's fine. There we go. No problem. So we're already wandering around in here. I usually don't recognize that guard. All right, go ahead. I'm going to need that to escape. Cool. And then everything else is just waiting. Run around. If you do need materials, go ahead. Go through, get all your materials. There's a lot. You can open up some of these lockers. Get a fair amount that way. Yeah, I'll go ahead and turn that off. Yeah, you can usually find some good stuff in here, but I'm literally full. my poor ship is it's struggling. It needs some more cargo. But yeah, I've got at least like 20 of everything except for the manufacturing instructions. That's like the one really annoying one. All right, but yeah, you can see it takes a while. I mean, we're not even halfway. There we go. Yeah, now we're halfway there. I think it's like 5 minutes or something like that, 5 or 10 minutes. And if you want to get in here and open some of these mag locks, you can. They sometimes have some good stuff. This is just like a pretty... I'll still suit somatic. Why not? I think I've got enough of those, but I never really know. Oh no, illegal goods. What am I going to do? But yeah, you know, this is basically how you can get all of your materials for on-foot stuff too. So, you know, if you've never done it before, it's really not too bad. But like I said, this is like the last step you should do if you're trying to do power play stuff. But if you're just doing like BGS stuff and purposely trying to put a faction into infrastructure failure, this is the easiest way to do it. And then you can just kind of chain spam it by logging off and logging back on, and everything should be reset. I've tried that a couple times. I've had some issues where it doesn't reset immediately, so you know, it takes a little bit. But yeah, you can just basically just keep doing this. It is really good for power play too, though, if you're trying to undermine and that kind of thing. Right. How am I doing on ammo? There we go. And then because I am purposely trying to tank influence for one of the factions, I'll go, you know, I'll run around. I'll take out the rest of the guards or whoever I can find, really. And, you know, do that. Do that on my way out. Just do a little sweep. And use one of those. There we go. It's actually a lot easier when everything's shut down because, yeah, you can see the flashlights. makes it easy. Unfortunately, the projectiles I'm still not good with. I'm still not good with the projectiles. Figuring all that out. There we go. They're slower than you'd think. They are much slower than you'd think. How did that not hit? Come on. There we go. Back in here. There we go. Yeah, this gun, it should take them out in 2 hits. One for the shield, one for them. If he can land it. There we go. Where are they at? Where'd they run off to? Hey there, stop that. Alright. Probably when they're running. There we go. Shot him in the foot, and apparently that's good enough. Alright, and go ahead and refill while I'm here. Ooh, another one. Just make sure and keep an eye when you've got your shields running like that. There we go. They can drain kind of fast, so, you know, make sure you got some energy cells and stuff. There we go. Where's my ship? There we go. I got another worker. There we go. Those guys are kind of hard to see. You gotta be on top of things. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it all counts. They're all bounties. I like to do this usually before I start hauling and stuff. Just because, for whatever reason, even though they changed everything over to Brewer Corporation, you still regain a little bit of your reputation with the controlling faction. So, yeah, if you do all of this before you do some hauling, like, it's really easy to repair your rep. Usually I'll go down from, like, ally to friendly with one run of this stuff, and then I can repair it really quickly by just doing a couple loads of hauling. Usually just one. It's a lot slower than you'd think, losing reputation this way. Alright, board. Oh, hey, I didn't actually have some of that stuff in my backpack already here. That's nice. How convenient. And also, when you do this, that also means you've got some power cells ready if you need to do any missions that repair a settlement. So you've got those ready to go. A lot of settlement repair missions should give you the power cell, but occasionally you run into one or two that don't. There we go. And up we go. Yeah, that's how you shut down a settlement. Pretty easy. Really not too bad. It's not as much influence drop as some of the other things you can do, but it's very, very effective. It's very quick, it's very effective, and like I said, if you can get them into infrastructure failure, it makes things way easier in the long run. Okay, let's get out of here. And I went completely the opposite direction. I thought I was going to turn a little bit more than I did. That's all right. It won't take long for us to get back. Here we go. Out of this gravity well, and we should be good. Nice. Yeah, go back and repair. Now, you will be wanted. You know, you'll have a little bit of notoriety. It's fine. You can make do. I might not be able to dock at that same platform anymore, but that's okay too. We'll make it work. Now, the good thing is our faction does have... we've got notoriety decay. It's not like super great. Once your notoriety is gone, you can just go to an interstellar factor and pay off any fines. It's not too bad. But yeah, notoriety, I mean, it used to not be a big thing, but now it can be kind of annoying when you're trying to do system colonization, because, you know, you can't dock at those, you can't really get anything at those particular stations if you're trying to do some hauling. And with the way colonization works, like, yeah, you might be put in a penal colony like way across the bubble, which could be really, really annoying if you're in a ship that doesn't have a fuel scoop. So yeah, I kind of like the notoriety decay. I know you get a lot of grognards that are like, notoriety really has no effect. Crime and punishment really doesn't mean anything. But now the colonization is here, it actually kind of does. Like, there's nothing like hard about getting around it, but it does get really annoying really fast if you're trying to work in one of your own architect systems. So yeah, notoriety decay. It's nice. I like it. Here we go. Let's land. And then I'll do a couple hauls. Why not? How much fines did I get out of that? That's not too bad. Murder's cheap. Murder's cheap. Yeah, the other nice thing about the notoriety decay is all of your fines are lowered by 100,000 every 2 hours. I don't know if that's notoriety or if that's the notoriety decay or if that's a power play thing. Either way, I like it. Okay. Let's see where we're at on this stupid space station. Oh, I'm so sick of building these outposts. I'm so sick of it. I don't mind the hauling part, but the fact that I can't get into any of the Trailblazers right now is just really bad. And I don't think they've ever fixed Trailblazer Dream. That one I think is still bugged. That one's still got some issues as far as I'm aware. All right. Security forces might try shooting me. We'll see. That's the other thing. I'm trying to switch over so that we're in full anarchy. It makes things a lot easier. Those CMMs, I messed on my math. So yeah, those will just have to sit there. Those will be along for the ride for a little bit. I guess I can move them over to the Coriolis. I still need to put those on. Here we go. But yeah, I'm trying to move us to anarchy so I don't have to deal with all of that. It makes it really simple. But yeah, like I said, I mean, the hauling's not too bad. I can deal with it. I can put on, you know, some television shows or something for a little bit. But unfortunately, with everything being clogged in all of the Trailblazer systems and people just not leaving, like, seriously, like, if you're gonna be doing some hauling, like, make sure you've got enough time to actually, you know, load up what you need to get and leave. If you don't have time, then you're just being an asshole taking a parking spot. Really. That's what it comes down to. I typically don't stay in any of the Trailblazer systems very long. Might log out for a little bit if it's like a really, really large load that I need, especially metals and stuff, but Like I try not to stay overnight if I don't need to. It's just yeah. It really sucks with how easily those systems have gotten clogged since they introduced them. All right, well, we'll see how this goes. I've got prisms on this thing, so hopefully it can survive. I think it will be fine. I think we'll be all right. And then yeah, after doing a couple of repairs, we might go back and do another one. Might have to relog, but that's fine. Relogging should reset it. I guess we'll find out. Guess we'll find out if it's as fast as I remember. The tick should have happened, so it hasn't gone through for the day yet. I don't think all of my stuff's updated yet. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, all of this should be going towards tomorrow, which is nice. I already did all my stuff for today. Yeah, really, I'm just trying to push them to a war, assuming this thing doesn't proc for us. And I do think that a lot of my issues with the colonization stuff will lessen a little bit once I can get one of these systems actually under our control. Because that's just a lot of stress. Like, that's why I've been so stressed about this thing, is it's just been chain building, trying to get one of these outposts to proc for us, and it just has not been working. So I've been building a lot of stuff that I just genuinely don't give a shit about, so that I can get to the space that I do. Because I don't want to keep building outwards if it's not going to be for our faction. Like, I have to do this at some point. I have to get one of these switched over, and it's just, it's not working. It's not working. Nothing that I've tried has done it. There we go. See, now I'm back. I'm back to being an ally. Look at that. Look at us. Just one load. That's all it took. That's how easy it is. But yeah, now the thing is, like I was saying, you do have diminishing returns at a certain point. So like, unless you're doing power play stuff, power play doesn't have diminishing returns. So you can just kind of keep doing it if you want, if you're doing the data stuff and returning it to one of your systems to like undermine, right? But if you're doing it for BGS stuff, like, there's really not much of a point to doing it more than 2 or 3 times a day, tops. I mean, even just one a day is probably going to do a fair amount. But man, I really want to try getting our leading faction into infrastructure failure. It just makes things so much easier. Now, whether or not that affects the orbital constructions, I don't know. I hope it doesn't. These things are not technically active, so the construction services should be up and ready. Yeah, this is basically what I've been doing. I've been doing this for like 2 weeks straight. I've already been through one war to put us into second place, and it was a thing that happened. Yeah, aside from that, like I said, it's been a lot of work and stuff this week. So, you know, my schedule's kind of interesting. We'll see how things go. I'm still looking elsewhere. Haven't had any bites yet. I was talking to my buddy, and I think that's going to be a little bit of my homework that I got to get done, is just update the resume. If anything, it's just some formatting stuff. He kind of gave me some advice on maybe reformatting, like things like my header and that kind of thing, because it's possible that some of these, it's so dumb. It's so dumb that everyone's just using AI now. I hate it so much. But apparently, you know, the way my resume's formatted might not be being read correctly. So, yeah, that's a whole thing. But yeah, it's updating that. But like, our company is, I mean, Barnes & Noble's not going to exist in 10 years. We're owned by private equity. They're doing all of the same stuff that Toys R Us did, like down to a T. So, you know, very few hours. And they want everyone to do 2 or 3 different jobs. And there's just not enough people to get it all done. If you get a chance, there's a book called Bad Company. Please read it. Please, I'm begging you, read it. And yeah, it's bad out there. But, you know, not all retail is like that. So, you know, it's something to pay the bills. I gotta find something with some more hours and better pay. And yeah, we'll see. And as always, you know, if you want to help support the channel, help help keep growing, and then maybe I won't have to do the retail thing. We can do this every day. You know, like and subscribe. It always helps out a little bit. It's free. Tell your friends, make the clips. That's all, you know, free stuff you can do to support the channel. Obviously, I'm not going to turn down super chats, but it's not required by any means. There's other ways you can help us out. But outside of that, yeah, it's been that, and then doing a little bit of art stuff. I think if we do the homework stream tonight, might get a little bit done with that, and you know, get started on rigging some of this stuff that I'm working on in Live 2D. There's some other assets that I've got to make. I got to make like the backdrop and a couple small things here and there. But the hardest part is the characters. I've got a couple of other characters we're gonna be adding in. You might see them pop up before the end of the year. We'll see. But yeah, they're almost done. They're very basic. I'm not an artist, man. But it's very reminiscent of, you know, some early 2000s Cartoon Network stuff. So hopefully, you know, it'll get the job done. It's not too terribly hard to draw. I can do that style at least. Just flat colors, very simple lines. I can handle that. And yeah, just getting in and rigging it. It's gonna be interesting seeing how all of this works. Like one of the characters, and I'll talk about it a little bit more in one of these streams, one of these homework streams we do. Yeah, one of the characters is gonna have his arms like crossed on a table, and like just the way that works in VTube Studio and like with backdrops and stuff, it's gonna be, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna get it done. We'll figure it out. I'll just have to figure it out at some point. There's a couple of different ways that I can get it done now. I'm trying to figure out which one's gonna be the easiest. Yeah, like I said, we might do that though. I don't know. I've been thinking about doing something like that because I like those chill streams. I like watching it when other VTubers do it too. You know, Ina's very good at that. Just very low-key streams, not a whole lot of talking. We're just kind of sitting and vibing with y'all to some music and just getting a little bit of work done. I like that kind of stuff. I mean, you guys know me at this point. I'm hardly the lol random, you know, type of streamer. I'm not Auto Fister. I think the chill work streams might be more my vibe. But I was watching their return from their little road trip, and man, I gotta be honest, I was crying. I have not laughed that hard at a stream in a while. Once they started playing with the ghosts, I couldn't breathe, man. It was bad. Oh, but you know, I gotta leave that kind of stuff to them. I'm more the low key Ina, Regis Altair type of streamer, right? I hope I'm still entertaining. I hope we have some good discussions and have some good chats. But yeah, it's about finding your niche, right? That's always the tricky part, I think, for a lot of streamers, is they want to be like their favorite streamers, want to be like their favorite VTubers, but you know, their talents are very different. So you gotta make it work. So we'll be trying some stuff in the future, maybe through this weekend. Thankfully, you know, I'm not working tomorrow. I'm not working tonight. And yeah, just do something very low key. The other reason is I've been losing my voice a lot lately. It's been pretty bad. Ever since that whatever it was moving through all of my coworkers, it's not like we were feeling bad. We weren't running fevers or anything, but we were all coughing, just really awful. And I mean, it's been like that for a couple of weeks. I'm not coughing as much, but yeah, my voice, I'm definitely telling, like between these streams and then going in for shifts at work, I have been losing my voice. So I think some just low-key, not talking as much kind of streams might not, they might not be a bad thing. On top of me trying to get back to my normal voice too. This isn't my normal accent. I don't know if you guys are ready for the normal accent. It kind of goes away because of the microphone. But as far as my register goes, this is a lot closer to what my natural register was growing up. And I've lost it over many years of retail and customer service. Hi. Thanks for coming. Do you have a retail card? How's it going? Right. And you know, you gotta work up to it. Your vocal cords are a muscle like any other. So I think, you know, I think that might also be kind of why I've been losing it a little bit. It's just trying to get back into practice of using, like, this register. It uses more air is the thing. So like I've gotta get used to opening up the airways a little bit more than I used to. So so yeah, there's that too. But yeah, it's been bad. There's been a couple shifts the past couple weeks where, like, near the end of it, I was just straight up telling my coworkers, like, yeah, I'm losing my voice, and just being really quiet with some of the customers. And especially, like, it's real bad in my area because everyone in my town is old. Everyone in my town is old. The town shuts down by 10 o'clock. And yeah, some of them can't hear me all that well on some of those days where I'm just trying to be really quiet, right? All right, we'll do this and then we'll go and we'll do one more shutdown. We'll see if it's been reset yet. It should have been. Sometimes I have to leave the system and come back in, but that's not too big of a deal in the Python. Thankfully, it does seem like they fixed a lot of the issues I was having with my cutter when they made the Panther. Because yeah, I would bump into this middle tower so much with my cutter. It still happens occasionally if I'm coming in at a bad angle and the landing platform's on the other side. You'll still bump into it, so you gotta keep an eye on it. But it hasn't been as much of a problem as it has been with the cutter, so that's nice. It seems like they're finally figuring out their flight pathing around this thing. It is a very weird looking tower compared to a lot of the other buildings that they have. Most of the other buildings, I mean, they're pretty simple to get to. They don't usually have a lot of stuff in the way. I think the only other problem I've really had is like asteroid bases that are still like under construction, right? In that week before they go online, you got like a lot of girders and stuff in the way. Some of the smaller ships like to bump into them. I had that issue with my Mandalay and Sirocco a lot. All right, so let's get landed, and then let me see if I can reset. Come on, you got this, buddy. You got this, buddy. I'll do the rest of the hauling off stream. I know that's real exciting content to look at, right? Oh boy. Yeah, outside of that has been staying quiet. Watching a lot of movies. I watched, you know, it's streaming now. I watched The Naked Gun. Fantastic movie. I laughed a lot. But it has been really interesting seeing like some of the reviews and some of the discussion, because you can kind of tell there's a lot of people that just, they've never seen just an absurdist comedy before. And yeah, it was true to form. I really enjoyed it. I thought everyone did a very good job. And yeah, just some of the one-liners and some of the background just sight gags, just so good. I didn't realize it, but I guess one of the writers, they had written that Chippendale movie a couple years back, and it makes complete sense. I don't know if you've seen the Chippendale movie, but that's also another really funny must-watch. It is completely different than anything you would probably expect from a Chippendale movie. It's just absolutely absurd. Just completely out there. And yeah, it is a very good comedy. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, the fact that it was one of the same writers, it makes a lot of sense in hindsight. Like, I completely get it. All right, come on down. There we go. Let's switch over and log out and log back in. I've been doing a little of EverQuest. Not a ton. Not on Surfius Talador, the grimmest of druids. But nah, just on one of my alts. Just just check it out. It's been fun. I've been enjoying going through and taking a look at some of the old areas that I used to, some of my old haunts. All right, let's see if this did it. It should have done it. But yeah, there was a little bit of time there that it wasn't working. All right, Ibanez Metallurgic Hub. Yes. Yes. All right, up we go. Let's see if it gives us those same troubles. It's nice. It's nice being in the Python after doing so much hauling. Just having some actual speed and getting out of the mass lock zone a little bit faster. Yeah, it feels nice. Feels real good. Yeah, I have been keeping up with the big mystery. I am very curious to see where that's gonna go. I didn't go through and like do all of the stuff myself. I just went to the last system to get my rewards, but if it does lead to them unlocking some of these permit lock systems for the first time, that's a good sign. Like, they've had all of those permit lock systems for ages that they haven't done anything with, and it would be nice for them to start unlocking some of them. I mean, they can still put them as secrets, you know, don't make it easy necessarily. Don't make it just like, oh, hey, they're unlocked, anyone can go here now. Like, I don't mind a little bit of a mystery to solve to get the permits for them. But yeah, they've got all of that space that no one has been able to do anything with. Now, obviously, some of it will remain locked. If it's true that some of it is, like, for FDev testing, like, it makes perfect sense that they need a space to test new systems and new stuff in the game, like, actually in the live game, right? But some of, like, they don't need all of that space. Start unlocking some of the permits, and I like the mystery of it. I'm curious what all of this means with the new exobiology stuff. You know, they mentioned that they're not doing the Frontier Unlocked anymore. So maybe this is how we're going to start getting some teasers and some news. We do still supposedly have one more new gameplay system coming in before the end of the year. We've got the Type 11 coming out, but I think it was supposed to be one more new ship and one more new system that they mentioned at the earlier in the year. You know, they could get delayed a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a teaser for the new system. We'll just have to wait and see. You know, we've done some really cool stuff, and the colonization was like supposedly for the explorers out there, but I wouldn't mind seeing some stuff for exobiology. See how all of that goes. All right, now the other question is, are they going to let me land? That's the other thing. Oh wait, did I lose my fines by relogging? Did I lose my wanted status from relogging? Oh no. Oh no, whatever will I do? Yeah, I'm curious. And of course it could be, you know, another situation of everyone having high expectations and then, you know, need to lower them real quick once we learn the truth. That's happened more than a few times in this game. I mean, either way, at the very least, we know it's probably going to be related to the Halloween event, which they do almost every year. So if nothing else, we should get some more money and another paint job for a couple of our ships. Now, that was the reward this time around. That tends to be the reward for these big treasure hunting things. So, you know, at the very least, we know, yeah, we might get something like that thrown our way. I like the lore enough and the mystery of it all enough that I'll probably enjoy it either way. They don't necessarily need to add a whole new system to it. But it would be nice if this is leading to something a little bit more now that they're actually like giving Elite Dangerous some love. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. I'll keep my expectations low and my hopes high, and we'll just see how that goes. But at the same time, like, it is a little bit different. Like, I have a lot of people that like constantly are negative whenever I mention like how excited I am for certain things, right? You got a lot of old salty vets that just can't imagine anything good happening in this game, right? But I think it's a little bit different for me as a streamer, just because we have so much other stuff going on and so many other games to play. Like, if it ends up being kind of a nothing burger, like, okay, I've still got like 5 other games we got to get through, so it's like, all right, that's fine. It doesn't take up all that much of my emotional capacity, right? Like, I've got too much stuff going on to really care that much. But it would be nice, because I do like this game, so, you know, we'll see what happens. All right. Are you gonna give me trouble again? Gonna give me issues? Maybe. What? There we go. All right, where's my scanner? Where's my scanner? And where's the person? Okay, they're coming down. Got one up there. Okay, there he is. I'll wait for him to turn around. It's fine. I got time. I got time. Waiting on some quesadillas. They're not going to be ready for a bit. All right, now let's see if I can do this while he's on his way up the stairs. But I got to worry about the other guy too. He's just level 2. That's fine. On. Easy, easy, easy. Let's see how fast we can get this done. Hey, what's up, man? There we go. These guys will all die in one hit. That's fine. Now, while I'm here, any manufacturing instruction? No. Well, I'm not really doing power play stuff, so I can ignore the rest. All right. Do we still have that guard in here? We had that one guard. I think maybe they were in the power station. Here we go. Well, we'll make the rounds just in case. I think there was another data link up here. Anything good? No. Union membership? I should start looking into that. You have nothing to lose but your chains. All right. Power station. Yeah, we'll go out this way. And then as long as they don't know about you in the other buildings, you can just kind of run around. It's, you know, don't have your gun out. That's probably good advice. And squatting does lower their awareness. Not a ton, but a little bit. That guy will probably hear me. That's fine. All right, let's do this. Let's make it quick and easy.
I think I heard somebody in the restricted. You should have left while you had the chance.
All right, shutting it down. Let's go. Anything good? No. Ah, that's fine. Hey, how's it going, buddy? The downside is this power station does not have ammo inside. I have to like run outside to get it. That's fine. I won't need a ton of ammo. It should go pretty quick. Sometimes there's a data link up here. I haven't seen one in a while, and that's all right. Not in this setup, but some setups will have it up here. Most of these are kind of cookie cutter. So like once you learn the layout of some of these buildings, they'll go pretty fast. Okay. Here we go. Do I have enough? Maybe. There we go. Nice. All right. Yeah, I can see why Odyssey wasn't like the most popular thing when it came out, but I think it's okay. I haven't done any conflict zones down here. I was trying and hoping that when I had my last war here, I'd get some ground CZ so I can give them a shot. But it turns out that like the settlements don't do anything anyway. So, you know, it wouldn't have even been worth it. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind like the kind of covert stealth stuff. It's easy. You know, if you're like me and used to playing like actual FPSs, is kind of bare bones. There's not a whole lot to it. But it's fun enough. It keeps me interested. It's a nice way to kind of, you know, just switch things up for a little bit. All right. Well, I was hoping that guard would show up, but no luck. I mean, I guess I can go out and take care of those guards outside now. A little bit of time. I don't know why it takes so long. Like once you know the system of shutting down the alarms, like it's really just a lot of dead time. I mean, you can run around and get materials, I guess. Of course, you can always go and check out if you want, go check out the habitation modules. They usually have a data link. If you want like manufacturing instructions, it's usually I think it's like high tech or industrial. I can't remember, one of the two, but it's usually in like the science labs. And yeah, the science labs will always have a couple data links. And you get a lot of your materials from there. A lot of good power play stuff at high-tech settlements if you can get one. And I've been doing this for 4 days now. How is this not in infrastructure failure yet? How is this not an infrastructure failure yet? I don't know. Missed. Move around too much. Move around, they're tricky. You go. Oh, he's behind a thing. I see. There we go. One day I'll learn. Nice. All right. And, you know, make sure and take a look at your mini-map. That helps too. All right, now we're rolling. Stop moving. There we go. Alright, where's this ammo? Nice, nice. Don't know if there's anyone else around. And I don't mind any and all extra bounties help. This one has like a little divot that goes down. Sometimes they've got some stuff. They've got people lurking. Ooh. Here we go. Just anything to try and get that influence lowered. Anything at all. Anything at all. Cutter. Come on. I need enough left for my suit. Why this is not working? There we go. Alright, where are you at? Play upstairs. Okay. Or not. Just disappeared. Oh, there he is. Nice. Easy game. Oh, I don't want to lose all of my suit power. Use. Alright, I think that's just about everyone. I think we should be good. We can head back. And this is just a small one. The really small ones are really easy. And they're really nice for getting some extra bounties. I think we got someone in here, maybe. Yeah, I see him. I see him. Alright, where you at? Nice. Alright. Back to the ship. We should be good. Alright, I feel like that was a good day of work. Feel like I got some stuff done. I just need to wait for these bounties to clear. Wait for my fines to go down, and then I should be good to start working on some positive missions. Get some negative, or get to soak up some of that negative influence. Ah, come on. I have no stam. I have no stam. There we go. Ah. Now, sometimes it's not a bad idea to double check. Depending on your faction, you might have some missions to shut down settlements. So, you know, that's always kind of worth it to take a look at. It'll, you know, do a little double dipping. Ugh, there we go. Whee. Oh no. I'm back down to friendly. Guess I got a haul. I wonder if... I doubt it would be that easy. But I am curious if it's like bugged out so that every time I reset, it's resetting my fines and stuff. I am very curious. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna see. Come on, slow down. There we go. There we go. Yeah, let me get back onto the Yosemite and we'll take a look. Surely it can't be that easy. There's no way. Oh, and I got all these ticking time bombs too. Yeah, it's also another easy way. Just take a bunch of missions and just let them fail. It's always an old reliable. Those will be over the next couple days. These are time bombs over the next few days of influence. Yeah, if it turns out that it's for whatever reason taking out my fines and stuff every time I relog. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. No way. There's just no way. I don't believe it. I don't think it would be that easy. All right, well, let's see. This is for science. Oh. I mean, I do technically have a base if I need to go get some missions. I've got one that won't fire at me. But I don't know if it's online yet is the problem. I built it like right at the line for the last maintenance. And I can always go take a look, I guess. All right, let's get this thing landed and relog. I'm just curious. I feel like it doesn't because I've logged on and off plenty of times before. But notoriety of 3. Oh no. What am I gonna do for 2 hours? I usually do it right before I like hop off to one of the Trailblazers because I know I'm gonna be out there for a couple of hours. I know it's gonna take me a little bit of time. You gotta learn the lazy life. Be like me. Put in the bare minimum of effort whenever you can. All right, let's try this. Let's try this just in case. I doubt it'll work. I doubt it'll be that easy. What if I do hop into my mission runner? What if I do? Yeah, there was no way. There was no way. Unless, did I change my ship before or after last time? Before or after I logged out? I can't remember. Let's try it. Let's give it another shot, just in case. You gotta try a few things. All right, come on. Come on. And oh, as always, with all of our lead streams, thank you to White Bat Audio for our nice little soundtrack. All right, no luck. No luck. But I can go to Hubble Vista. They shouldn't attack me, I hope. I guess we'll find out. They're not owned by the main faction, so yeah, we'll give it a shot. Actually, I don't know if Hubble's up yet.
Ship released. Restrict speed until clear of a carrier.
Normal service. Okay, it should be. It should be. We'll take a look. If not, then I'll go to another one. I got plenty of places here. That is the one nice side. Having put in all this work for nothing. I've got options. Got options on how I want to destroy my own system. There was one other person in the squadron that's been putting in a lot of work too. I'm curious where they're at. Hey, look. Oh, hey, I overtook him. Nice. Ain't a Grace, what man, what are you doing? I know that we just finished building another T3 over in like our actual space though, so that's probably a lot of it too. All right, now will I have anonymous status? I probably will, but I think I can still pick up missions. We'll see. I think it's just like buying things that I can't do. If this is even up and running, it might not be. We'll see. Man, I do like space trucking, but at a certain point, it's just like... it's not as cool in a video game as I think I would enjoy it in real life. That's the other thing, is like, I see a lot of people that left because of colonization, too much hauling. And like, I see a lot of people that just like, they're like, I don't understand the point to this. I don't understand the point to exploration. I get so bored. I think I've talked about this before. I think it's a lot of it's because there's like a very big divide between the EU and NA servers. Okay, so this one is still under construction. All right, well, I got to go to Bean Hub. That's fine. Or Karl Diesel. No, wait, that's... All right, where's mine? Where's my station? I think it's the Afia. No. Is it the Wilson extraction rigs? It is Wilson. Okay. Docking offline. Why is docking offline? What happened there? Let's take a look. I should still have mission news. Did I do it? No way that we're in infrastructure failure already. No way. Yeah, it doesn't have a state loaded. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why the docking would be offline there. Yeah, it's fine. Wait, is Yoon platform? Is that Lords of Hip? Might be. No. Alright, so I have nowhere I can do missions until this stuff clears out. That's fine. Actually, is Oberth open? Let's go take a look. Let's find out. Let's see. I do like the little Corsair. It is a very, very good little mission runner. Does a little bit of everything. It's not great at any of them, but it can do it all. It's kind of taken over. It's like my main mission running ship. Decent range. Can put some weapons on there. Fight off anyone attacking you during those little courier missions and stuff. There we go. All right, let's give this one a shot. But yeah, like I was saying, I think it's definitely a big difference, and I think it's because NA has that culture of road trips that I don't think EU has. I mean, you can drive across the EU if you want, but I think most people just take the train. Right? I don't know if road tripping is kind of like the thing that every family does as a kid at some point, right? But that's how we always took all of our vacations, just road trips. It's like I'm used to just like enjoying the sights and just kind of being in the moment for a little bit, right? So naturally, I would like the exploration and the hauling stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of the complaints are EU based. I mean, that's not to say that there aren't issues with it. There definitely are. It definitely is still a lot of hauling, even with the Panther. I am staring down that Coriolis and I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do it. I just want this system to be done. I just want a conversion point at some point and just start making a new one. I want to work on a new colony. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't even know what's around me. I haven't taken a look at any of the other systems in claimable range. I don't even really know where I'm going. I don't have, like, an area that I'm aiming for. Because at some point, this is going to run into the... This is going to run into the gap between the arms of the galaxy, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to colonize any of that. Not unless they start increasing the range. Which maybe they will once people get far enough out there. I've been looking at the Mercs and Macoon, and man, that trail just keeps going, man. They're almost halfway to the next sector. So yeah, I don't... Did they end up hitting last weekend the Lagoon Nebula? That was where they were aiming. I don't know if they ended up doing it or not. I know they were close. They were getting there. Okay, so they're still a little bit out. I thought they would have been there by now, honestly. I thought they would have done it. Now where's that trail? They started here. Yeah, here we go. And yeah, it just keeps going. It just keeps going this whole way out. Okay. They've still got a ways to go, but they're making some good progress. They're so far the longest trail that I know of. Wow, why do I not have my wanted status anymore? Did it really get rid of it already? Okay, so I can buy, not a lot, but I can buy some of my things here. I really need computer components. All right, what do we got here? I want to kick those guys out. They have a few missions I can take care of. Let those time out. Cool. All right, what do we have? Anything good? Any courier missions? I need synthetic meat. I don't really have a lot of options. Hub tank. Are these all within my own system? Yeah, I can go to PAL settlement. Oh, it's a mega ship. Oh, it's a mega ship. Okay. Oh, it requires an SRV. Well, never mind that then. I usually do courier missions, or if it's like really simple transportation missions. Like, I don't mind running out and, you know, getting the 190 or whatever, 90 gallium or whatever happens to be. Yeah, this should... Once all of these expire, this should be a nice little boost. But I'm like just short of all of those. I think I've got 192 on here. So, like, I can do it. But that's fine. That's okay. I can wait for it to reset, and that'll be all right. See if I can get some better options at one of the other stations once this notoriety burns off. It'll only take a couple hours. I can get a lot of hauling done in that time. And again, that's assuming this outpost that I'm building doesn't go to us. Now that we are the second highest, I'm hoping. Supposedly, like, the influence of the factions does have at least something to do with what faction a station goes to. Like, apparently it does correlate to their percentage. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe I'll luck out. I mean, we're at 25% now. I'm hoping. Really hoping. Yeah, because this hasn't even updated yet either. That's the other thing. It'll update at about like 4:30 or so usually. My time. Like the tick's already gone through, but it takes forever to actually show up on all the maps and all that. Whee! Out of that planetary bind. Oh, I'm gonna test something. I'm just gonna see if maybe I lucked out. I'm just gonna see. I doubt I would be so lucky. I've had just an awful time this past couple of nights. Yeah, no luck. I mean, I can go to Qyuuzy, but I really hate Qyuuzy, man. Just all of the parking spots are bad. It's just not a good. It's just not a good spot. It's not a good place. Man, it just really sucks not being able to get to the trailblazers that you need to get to. I know I can slow boat it, but it just takes up so much time. I don't think there's any systems like in this area where I can get all of the stuff that I need. If I can get it done in one system, I'll do it. But man, it's just a lot of flying around. Especially like a lot of it's because I don't have a fuel scoop in my clipper. Why would I put one of those in? That's takes away one of my cargo racks. But it has no range either, so you know I'm just kind of screwed. Like now that you're out here, you kind of have to take the fleet carrier whenever you want to go out. Take it out for a spin. That's all right. Maybe tonight, once it's no longer peak EU hours, I'll see if maybe I can sneak in there. See if I can squeeze a spot in. I mean, I still have the rest of these loads I gotta unload too, so that's fine. It's okay. I'll make it work. All right, but that being said, I think it's time. It's kind of a random stream in the middle of the day. Like I said, I was trying to figure out what to do today, and I figured I was already doing all of this, so might as well go ahead and just kind of hang out with y'all. But thanks a ton for stopping by. If you're watching the VOD, hello from the past. But we'll be doing a couple of chill streams off and on throughout the weekend. Just some short stuff, just get a little bit of work done. So keep an eye out, like, subscribe, hit me up on Blue Sky, all that. And then for you guys exploring the mysteries of the universe, I'm excited to see where this whole permit lock system thing is going to go. And yeah, it's always nice to kind of hop back in and do a little bit of Elite Dangerous stuff, kind of show you what my normal daily routine is here in the game. But that being said, enjoy the start to your weekend. Happy Friday, everybody. You have made it. You've made it, and it is time. And I will see you over the next couple days. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.